there's a horror story down in Malibu. All right, and many other places, but we're focused here. So let's see what's going on over here. Terror strikes when a team of paranormal investigators search a sacred cave for clues and an unsolved disappearance of four Malibu teens. All right. So this one's a new film and just hit theaters. And I was sent a screener, so we'll get that out of the way. So we'll try to keep this uh, fairly spoiler free for you, and so you guys can hopefully go out and catch this. Um, I definitely say at the top, this is probably one for fans of found footage. It is a little bit of a mix. It's not the entire film is not, and I'll kind of explain what's going on here to kind of show you to explain what's happening here. Um, but I would certainly think if you're a fan of that kind of film and that kind of horror, this one might be one for you. And so yeah, there's a lot kind of going on here. So let's try to get this right here. Um, Basically, you have a team of investigators here, and they're putting together a kind of a documentary here, or their own kind of film, uh, researching into the disappearance of four other teens about 10 years ago. Apparently, it's an unsolved case, so we know it's big these days for true crime fans to find themselves a case and go searching and trying to figure out what happened. So here you got two guys, two girls here, and they've created their own little investigation here. So they've gone down into the cave where supposedly the last place where these four missing teens were. And they're doing some filming there, and they're doing some investigation there. And so you kind of get a little bit of that. You get a little bit of them kind of shooting their part of their film. And then you kind of get them kind of sitting down and kind of going over the footage and going over what's happening here and kind of uh, part of what they've put together so far. So it's like they're watching their own film. So it kind of dives into that, and when it does, then you're kind of getting more found footage of the four teens that have now disappeared. So what they do is you're getting a little bit of footage of from those four teens who are filming themselves, um, and I guess these are recovered tapes from that were recovered when during the police investigation or whatever, and that I guess were released. So they kind of mix that in along with some explanation here and there, some shots of them talking about the case. So they set things up for you. They go through this a whole explanation, and you get to see these 14. They're all boys, all guys, and you kind of get to see a little bit about them, who they are, and what is happening as they've just graduated. So you get to see different video clips of them. Obviously, they just graduated, so they're excited, they're having fun, they want to party, and so they kind of go through that, and then it is, I guess, I don't know, it is a little bit of a weird thing to do, but it is what it is. That part of their celebration is to go out. One of them has some like family land out in the middle of nowhere in Malibu, in this land, and they decide, I guess, they want to go out there and just have time for themselves and to explore and whatever. So whatever, that's what they want to do, so be it. So apparently they go out there, and they're having their fun, and they're finding some weird stuff, and they find what seems to be like maybe a mini graveyard or something kind of like that. And that's kind of the first sign that things are gonna go bad. And then later they find a cave, And then, I'll just kind of leave it at that. Let's just say you're going to see bad stuff start to happen to them. And yeah, it is not good for them. And that's going to kind of lead, and you're going to kind of see why they disappeared and why they haven't been found until now, or until this for young people here that are doing the investigation kind of crack the case while they're investigating. You know, maybe it's because it is time and they're in the right place, and maybe whatever got the other kids, it wants to get these people too. So after you basically have seen much of what is uncovered there, and then them break the case, obviously as horror fans you know that it's going to turn on these four that are doing the investigation. So whatever it is that's out there is going to, like I say, turn on them too. So they will also have to see if they can fight their way out of these caves. So it is kind of, one of these situations again, you're looking for bad stuff and you find bad stuff and bad stuff happens. This is why you have all these ghost shows and so forth, and all these people going looking for all these things, and then bad stuff happens. You wonder, oh, well, why the bad stuff? Well, because you went looking for it, so of course it happens. So yeah, so like I said, it is a mixed bag here. You get a little bit of found footage. Like I said, you're gonna get to see video footage of the original kids here, young teens, whatever you want to call these whippersnappers here. Go to the cave, having fun, and there's things, and then go to the cave, and then the bad things happen, and then you're gonna see some actual just kind of regular movie footage. Of the four that are doing the investigation. So it is a little bit of a mixed bag there, found footage and not. And I, in a way, I kind of like that more when it's a little bit more mixed, because I just, never really believe, and I probably said this in other reviews, that following the camera, having a camera follow the action the entire time is almost ridiculous, because, there's always that point where, it's just drop the camera, put the camera down, let's go, and, they always have to come up with the excuse of, no, I got the camera, and no, just drop it. And, I mean, you might get even a little bit of that, with the four boys that have gone missing. We're seeing most of what happens to them, obviously, through what they're filming. So there are points in there you're just like, ditch the camera and go, but, in a way, they're kind of using that for light and so forth, if you want to use that as the excuse. So, whatever. So this is, I would say it was pretty well done. The acting is solid here. No problems with any of that. I think it, if you can, it's not long. It was just short of an hour and a half. So I don't think it dragged at any point. Definitely if you kind of, maybe a true crime fan, or just, kind of like that mystery setup, if you kind of like following kind of this investigation that's happening, and you're kind of doing the investigation or going along with the investigation as they're showing you, what's happening here. So if you like that kind of thing, I think it's all right. And then the ending definitely ramps it up once whatever's going to happen turns on the four that are doing the investigation. It definitely sets up, has some definitely some creepy moments. I don't know that it's not necessarily jump scarish. It has a couple of freaky moments there, and so it may get some of you, depending on your level of horror watching here. But definitely they do their best to kind of get you down in this cave here. Definitely if you have a fear of caves or the darkness or something like that, this movie might be extra, might get you, might bring out the fear in you a little bit more. It is, not, when I think of cave movies, I obviously think of like The Descent. It's not really like that. It's not that, they went climbing and whatever and all this kind of stuff in the caves. more of those caves where you just kind of walk in. They do kind of wander away and kind of get lost in it, though. But it is not, where you have to, go up and down and use ropes and all this kind of stuff. But definitely still, it's a good setting for the scare here, and definitely something bad is going to come for them. So it has a bit of an exciting, lots of good stuff. So if you wait for the end, and when whatever it is that comes, it definitely picks up an excitement. So if you can just follow along with the investigation stuff early on. So I definitely think you guys should check this out. It was definitely a good solid movie. I know that they did a lot of marketing behind it. We shared a lot for it, and and that it has nothing to do with my review. I'm glad I got a chance to check this out, because I'm not, if you guys follow along with my reviews, I'm not always the biggest found footage person there is. I do fall in that ballpark where I do like when it's kind of mixed like this and not the entire way. It doesn't always work for me. But this one I was fine with. I like the mystery investigation part. I've drawn myself into true crime, so I like that kind of angle that they took. And then obviously, that has a very exciting and ending, as they try to drum a little bit of scares, and the craziness happens, and you kind of see what happened to the boys, and then obviously what is going to happen to this group of investigators. Do I feel sorry for them? No, because again, you went looking for bad stuff, and you got bad stuff. It wasn't just a serial killer and he's dead now and blah blah blah. You got really bad stuff here. So with that, I think I'm going to give this one 3 pools of blood. That is out of 5. So still very worth seeing. I know it's in theaters now as I record this, and I'm sure we'll get a good release somewhere along the lines afterwards, and I'm hoping we'll continue to have information on that to share with you guys. So with that, again, 3 pools of blood out of 5. Hope you guys enjoy this one. So horrorsquadreviews.blogspot.com is where you can find all of my reviews, written and video. But if you're just interested in the video reviews, which are many right now, like, subscribe, do all those things that everybody wants you to do. If not, no worries, it's okay. But also, if you can just venture over to the shorts to check them out, trying to keep you guys entertained there as well, and share some information with you in the process. So a little bit of both. Extension of Promote Horror. So also Twitter, Facebook information down below. Feel free to reach out to me there. Reviews, something you want me to review. You want to talk about this movie, other movies, horror, I'm always down for that. If you guys are a reviewer yourself, feel free to tag me, especially on Twitter, whether it's Promote or at Promote Horror or Horror's Reviews. I'm a reviewer, but I don't mind sharing. It's all about spreading the horror. So I'm happy to share your review as well. So definitely, if anybody out there reviews this film, feel free to share it with me, and I will share it. And definitely in the comment section, when you guys get a chance to check this out, let me know what you thought. Are you kind of a fan of this found footage? Would you have preferred to be found footage the entire time? Or maybe just done in a different way, but you still like the story? Anything that had to do with the film. So with that, I guess I'll catch you on the next review, horror fans.